So now I'm going to start taking off the up pipe and the header together. You got to undo these brackets up top. There's just a few bolts. And then obviously the bolt on the side, we'll get to that after. What I forgot to mention was literally all these sensors and everything are the exact same as your EJ255 motor. In Japan, obviously they use the 2.0s. They do use 2.5s and STIs and some WRXs, whatever. But the EJ2.0 or 20X is actually a pretty stout motor, like I was saying. Power steering pump you can actually use. The AC pump or AC compressor is not the same in US. Basically, I think it was like the high pressure side. It is rotated a little bit differently. The bracket's a little bit different than the one in the US, so you cannot reuse that. PCV is a little different than the US too. Something you'll also notice when you get these is that they'll have the cylinder 4 mod. So as you've probably seen and heard a lot about them, I honestly think that they're a great investment. And when you get one of these that come with it, all you need is some 5/8 tubing or heater core tubing. And then you can take I get the aluminum tees from Advanced, they sell them, they're 5/8. And they're just a little 3-piece tee. And then just clamp it all together, you tap it into your return line on your heater core, and it'll reduce the temperature in that cylinder by about 20 to 30 degrees, is what the graph statistically shows by the young man that did all the research on it. Basically, the only thing you need to worry about these motors in general, just like any other Subaru, is the timing. The head gaskets really are not a problem on these motors. As you can see, they're pretty much bone dry. The only oil that you see up on top is from like probably the PCV leaking, which is what it looks like, and probably the turbo oil return line. It looks like it's pretty gunked up. Maybe the clamp kind of let go a little bit. Yeah. Otherwise, really, valve cover gaskets are something pretty good to do with these motors. Like, you know, they have been sitting for a while. Literally all the sensors are still the same. You don't need to swap any of the stuff out. You can if you want, or you just save your old sensors from the old block. Come in handy, not gonna lie. These AVCS solenoids you can still use. So obviously, one big difference with these is you'll notice that they have dual AVCS on the intake, and then you'll have one on the exhaust side. iWire sells a kit for 80 bucks or 100 bucks now. Basically, they just sell you the connectors, so you can connect those two sensors all the way to your ECU, and you can actually advance or retard your exhaust cam timing, so you can get more power out of it. They say you get like 20 horsepower extra. You can also not run that and just run the same timing as it comes, or you can take the timing off and then retard both the exhaust cams by either 1 or 2 teeth. It's equal to 7 degrees, so you get a little bit more timing adjustment out of the intake side. Personally, I don't do that. I kind of just throw them in the way they are. Timing belts, they're the same as the 255s. So when people say you need to swap both of these cams or the gears, you actually don't. That's false. I've never done that in any of these. All you really need to do when you plop this one in and swap your intake manifold on is get a tune for the 2.0 versus the 2.5. These are higher compression. I think it's like an 8 or a 9-to-1 compression ratio versus the 8.5-to-1, which is in the EJ255s. That's pretty much that. We'll go ahead and unbolt the header now.